Om. 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 Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratang Karunamayam Namami Chinmayan Devam Satgurum Brahma Vidvaram Satgurum Brahma Vidvaram Yo antah pravishya mama vachamimam prasuptam sanjeevayatyakhila shaktidhara swadhamna anyāśca hastascharanashvar shravanatvagadīn prāṇān namo bhagavate purushāya tubhyam prāṇān namo bhagavate purushāya tubhyam samacharana sarojam sandra nīlāmbudābham jaghana nihita panim Mandanam Mandananam Taruna Tulasimalam Kandharang Kanjanetram Sadayadhavalahasam Vitthalan Chintayami Vitthalan Chintayami. Okay, Ovis 1101. Now you would ask as to what type of devotion I mean. I mean that same type of devotion about which I have already commented in detail. This is my fourth type of devotion, and it is by force of this devotion that ignorance comes to an end. 1102. The other types of devotion where the devotees are either suffering from pain or disease and want to be free from them, or the devotee wants self-knowledge, or the devotee wants to achieve the fulfillment of the four human accomplishments. They are within the field of ignorance because the devotee mentally separates himself from me. And therefore, I mean the fourth type of devotion as the most important. 1103. In this devotion, there is no touch of avidya at all, and my bhajan or devotion is taking place automatically wherever my devotee is. 1104. O Uddhava, this is the devotion which is dear to me, and from which avidya as well as all duties tremble by fear. 1105. When the ignorant sees the flag of this devotion hoisted, it dies by the terror of it, and the man's urge to follow various paths of action is dead without being physically hurt. 1106. Eknath says, the Lord spoke about this type of devotion with great interest. Now please listen to the devotional temperament and the process of devotion which makes it so beautiful. 1107. Bathing, sandhya, repetition of my name, chanting, fire sacrifice, charity are all adharma unless your mind is attached to me. Without this concentration on my nature, all these things are not my devotion. 1108. A debaucherous woman has real attraction for her lover, but she makes a show of love with her husband. Similarly, when a person shows devotional activities without having any love for me, it is infidelity. 1109. The man who keeps his mind enticed to various objects and makes a show of meditation and a session of my devotion has all his activities similar to that woman. That is not the pure devotion. 1110. To be engrossed in my devotion by body, speech, and mind for the whole day and night, without awareness of the time, is the real state of my devotion. 1111. When a man repeats my name without counting, meditation without effort, and surrendering all actions without a particular verbal declaration. 1112. Control of breath without purposeful pranayama, knowledge of reality without any limits, and self-bliss without any cause or objects. These are the qualities which my real devotee possesses. 1113. One feels very nice when people call him devotee, but in the path of devotion there is hard work. When the real, natural, uncalculated devotion arises in the life of man, then only he can said to be a pure devotee, and then only I meet him. 1114. I live in him, and he lives in me. He is the best of my devotees, and the name sage fits him only. 1115. He is the best among men and the best among sages. O Uddhava, he is my natural place of rest. I rest in his heart. 1116. For him, I make my body as his bed, and at every step I make an offering of my life, my soul, for his welfare. Please remember this. 1117. If you want to know how I like him, I say that just like the love of Jiva is for prana, while telling about the qualities of the best devotee, the Lord Krishna was also out of himself. 1118. The Lord could not contain his emotions. He could not remain quiet. He lifted Uddhava and putting him on his waist, he began to dance out of joy. This action of the Lord made Uddhava extremely surprised and emotionally upset. 1119. The Lord Sri Krishna forgot the sense that he was one God and Uddhava was one devotee. Similarly, the sense that I am a devotee and Sri Krishna is God also did not remain in the mind of Uddhava. 1120. In this way, both became one in the empire of devotion, and the Lord Sri Krishna felt an overwhelming feeling that he should further describe the greatness of the best devotee. 1121. Sri Krishna really loved to talk about his best devotees, and therefore he was repeating what he was saying. 1122. Eknath says, there are many thoughts in the verse, but leaving those aside, the Lord Sri Krishna compelled me to write this meaning. 1123. Sirs, this is not the story created by me. You listeners may please believe the truth that it is Lord Sri Krishna who is speaking this meaning. 1124. Now listeners may please pay attention. The earlier reference is that both of them embraced each other and Uddhava was much surprised. 1125. It was Sri Krishna who first controlled his emotion, and patting Uddhava by his hand awakened him. 1126. He said to Uddhava, it is evident that you like the story of the best devotion. So I am going to tell you the same story again. Please listen with all the care. 1127. Some worship me after having some knowledge about me, and some worship me out of their sheer total surrender. But I am in love with both of them, and both of them are dear to me. Varshaji, you have to read.
ज्ञात्वा ज्ञात्वाथ एवैमां यावान् यश्चास्मि यादृशः भजन्त्यनन्यभावेन ते मे भक्ततमा मताः.
Meaning of the verse, knowing me or not knowing me, of what nature I am and who I am, like what I am, those who worship me with one pointed devotion are considered by me as the best among the best of my devotees. 1128. Some devotees know my nature, which is like I'm eternally dwelling in my Atman. I am Sat, Chit, and Ananda. I am the beginning of the world. I am the root source of bliss called Ananda. I am eternal, Siddha, extremely sacred. 1129. Only I fully exist in space, time, and the present. I am the Atman of every being, the essential state of being moving and bliss and without any division. 1130. I am the Brahman, which is called truth, knowledge, and I am without end. Those who know this and worship me as are my best Bhagawats. Please remember this. 1131. Now you may ask, how worship is to be done after attainment of this pure existence? My answer to this is that the devotees become with me, the God, and in that unity they worship me, dwelling in me only. 1132. Though left and right are two sides, they belong to the same body. Similarly, God and the devotee are two, but they are seen as one in me. 1133. If a mirror is to be made out of steel, steel is to be used and is to be rubbed and polished by steel only so that it will shine. 1134. The mirror, when cleaned, shows in itself all the reflections of the moon, the sun, the sky, and the things on the earth very easily in itself. 1135. Similarly, my devotees become one with me and worship me without division between us, and then all my glory is manifest in them also. 1136. In the sea, in all the waves, there is only water throughout. Similarly, my devotee enters into my consciousness and occupies it fully. He is one with me. 1137. An image of Nrsimha is made of gold, and it is shown as piercing the heart of the devotee. He is pierced by the gold, and it is shown as piercing the heart of the devotee. 1140. Those who worship me with this state of knowledge and understanding are my true devotees, which is a fact to be noted. Another fact is that those who worship me but do not have this level of understanding are also my devotees, but they are of a simple, faithful mind. 1141. Such a simple devotee has not recited or known Vedic literature, has not listened to the Vedanta philosophy, but he has no doubts in his mind. He is one pointed to me in his faith. 1142. He does not know God with gunas or without gunas, but he only says that God dwells in his heart and that body is only material thing. God, me, helps him with love because of his faith. 1143. Know therefore that God makes your body move about. God Narayana who dwells in your heart, and it is that God who enables the eyes to see. 1144. If an eyeball is taken out from its place in the body and kept away, the God Narayana, especially dwelling in this body, is not therein, and therefore that eye cannot see. This proves that it is not the eye that sees, but God Narayana sees through it. 1145. Our tongue is simply a piece of human leather. It has no sense of taste. If it is cut and kept separate from the body, it cannot taste anything sweet or otherwise. 1146. So, the entity who enjoys the taste through the tongue is the Paramatman, dwelling in the heart, and it is he who gives knowledge and capacity to know to the intellect. 1147. The movements of mind are also dependent on the wish of the dweller in the heart. That is how the mind comes back to our heart, though it goes far away. 1148. To inspire the organs or to control them is also the power of this dweller in the heart, and therefore really he is called Rishikesh, the owner of organs. 1149. If at all we give it a thought, the truth is clear that God is within our heart. It is my great foolishness that I run towards outer objects to search him in my ignorance. 1150. We believe that we can meet God in the place of pilgrimage and sacred rivers, etc. But unless there is faith in God in our heart, we cannot find him in any such places. 1151. In short, we have to see the fact that the God is in me and that organs remain efficient and fresh by his power, and whatever action, etc. is done takes place by his direction. 1152. Actually, body is a dead material. By itself, it cannot do anything, and in a way, it is useless. 1153. It is not the body which encourages the organs or acts or performs anything. The main doer is therefore the Paramatman dwelling in our heart. 1154. So my devotee never takes the responsibility of any action and maintains a conviction that the doer of all actions is Atman. 1155. Then what happens? He may take food or drink water, etc., but he knows that the Atmaram is responsible and he therefore does not know how to say I am the doer while any action is being done. 1156. O Uddhava, please note that I accept the worship done by a devotee who has this simple faith because it is the best worship and it is my food. 1157. Just as a mother is everything in every respect for her child, I am everything for my simple minded devotees. 1158. Please consider how the child runs to embrace its mother, whispers good things secretly in her ear, and it depends on the mother for dinner, for eating other things, or to sleep. 1159. Similarly, for these simple folks, my loving devotees, I am their mother, and all their welfare, all their aim, and all their spiritual life is concentrated in me. 1160. Mother gives everything for her son. Similarly, I spend everything for such believers. 1161. Even if the child does not demand milk, the mother runs to it and puts its mouth to her breast. Similarly, I make such simple devotees happy by giving everything to them. 1162. For the elder son and the younger son, their father is the same, but he admonishes the elder when there is an occasion and pampers the younger. 1163. If the elder son talks out of the way to the father, the latter may slap him, but even if the small child babbles the same, father enjoys it. 1164. If a person of knowledge speaks bad language, he is held responsible for it, while simple, ignorant, but faithful persons may talk with the god immediately in slang language. The god is pleased. 1165. All the purificatory rites are meant for the bad deeds committed by men of knowledge, but I do not allow any bondage of karma to trouble the simple-minded devotees. 1166. A father keeps some distance between the dishes of his elder son and his own dish as a matter of good manners. But if he has a small child, he puts it in his lap and shares a morsel with it and satisfies its demand for love. 1167. The father finds some article of food sweet. He gives it to the small child. If the child does not take it, the father entreats and somehow makes him eat the article. 1168. Similarly, I myself uplift the simple-minded devotees, while the men of knowledge do not come near me even after making many efforts. 1169. Supposing some bearers of a palki miss their way and when they find out the fact, they have to walk a long distance. But a child has no problems because it is being held by its father astride. 1170. Thus, a man of knowledge has in his lot the troubles, both physical and mental, involved in the efforts he makes, but for the simple-minded devotee, he has no such problems because I am his savior. 1171. I lift him and put him on my shoulder as if reach him up to the Sayujya freedom, but see the wonder of his simple mind. In that state also, he does not stop his singing devotional songs or doing worship. 1172. The only impediment in the way of the devotion is when a man allows thoughts of cunning to remain in his mind. Such a man may use any kind of logic or argument, but I remain outside the orbit of his arguments. 1173. However, the man who is a simple-minded devotee may not know what right action is and what right thought is. He does not turn anywhere else, but comes and merges into me. 1174. When I see such an honest, sincere, and simple-minded devotee, I myself go to him and remain with him day and night because I am in love with his straightforward devotion. 1175. When the Lord Sri Krishna told Uddhava that the God-like simple-minded devotees, Uddhava was too elated. 1176. The Lord Sri Krishna further said, I like the simple fellows. How can I fully describe the pleasure I get from their company? If somebody puts before me my favorite articles and asks me to remain away from such devotees, I will not accept them. 1177. I consider as the best Bhagawats all such simple minded devotees, and though I am God, I bow to them because they are the best people in the world. 1178. I'm hungry for them. I'm always eager to meet them. I may run to all the directions to search them. Why? Because this really sincere devotee is extremely rare. 1179. Oh Uddhava, what else should I say? As soon as I see such a devotee, I take him with me and give my position to him. 1180. Anyway, if at all their value is to be ascertained, they are surely greater than myself. Therefore, I become their servant and never let their wish go unheeded. I never disobey them. 1181. I can never disregard the word of these simple-minded devotees. I swear by the name of Vasudeva and Devaki that the inner faith is the most important on the path of devotion. 1182. O Uddhava, just as a good meal is worthless without ghee, just as to have intercourse with a barren woman is useless, so also without faith, devotional activities are worthless. 1183. Just see, wherever there is faith, there is good luck. Where there is faith, I'm there without exception. Where there is faith, God happily appears physically because it is His nature. 1184. Where there is faith in God, there is desirelessness. Where there is faith, peace is evidently manifest. Where there is faith, there is the development of devotion through self-realization. 1185. In this way, my devotion is happily dancing among myself and my devotees. So, in short, please remember that the simple-minded, loving devotees are the best among Bhagavats. One
Hariyo. For such beautiful reading. Eknathi, you please share your thoughts, what you felt while reading.
Today when we were doing Narayanam also, at every stage we saw how the Lord is willing to even smear his name with a bad name just to save Bhishma from getting a bad name. He didn't mind doing something which was not the right thing. So it shows that how the Lord is so will do anything for a true devotee. And so we have so many such examples in our scriptures. And because you brought it out today, that was the first thing it struck in my mind about, the Lord. And then, all the outward show of people who, may do all the Vedic rituals or even, do all the prayers, but in their mind, they are cunning and they are not really, they don't have that faith is definitely not acceptable to Lord Krishna. But on the other hand, even if a simple-minded person, he may not know how to do the rituals, he may even say the shlokas or the mantras in the wrong way. He may even do the wrong things, even like giving his own food, like we had Shabari doing that. Every single fruit she would take, taste and check it is nice, and then give it to Sri Rama, but he took it. So I think that is what the Lord wants, that he's even willing to be a servant to them.
Yes.
And there is a story, isn't it, Varshaji, where for Namdev so one of them, he built I heard that story somewhere where the Lord actually repairs the roof or something like that. We have so many such stories, isn't it, where it is like, maybe we should make a note of it, but when you read it, you can already, feel the goosebumps rising.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is my first thing. And of course, the qualities of, a true devotee, he's telling us, so, that's my understanding of this whole talk. There are many examples and many, yeah.
Very beautiful, yes. So devotion, simple devotion is enough, and that's so tough. The devotion comes with the knowledge, that conviction that without Lord there is nothing.
Yes.
Lord is the only result. This is the knowledge. Where there is ego of mind that I would do this and then check, then there is no knowledge. The pure devotion to flow, that means so much knowledge about the God, about the Lord, that He is the supreme. Out of this conviction, the devotion flows. And out of devotion, the jnana comes. So again, we come back to that same argument. Oh, you are in Bhakti Marga? Oh, I like Jnana Marga. Oh, I like to study Vedanta. This Bhagavatam and all is not my cup of tea. There are people who talk
Yes.
when the Upanishad class comes, so they feel themselves superior than sitting and crying for the Lord and doing some viraha stories of Krishna and all. People take it in a different sense. Oh, that is Bhakti Marga, means it is something. Oh, those who don't have brains, they do for bhakti, and those who have brains, they study the Vedanta Upanishad. This is many people have this
Yes.
misconception, and they ask and they look down upon it. So here Bhagwan has said that even if it doesn't know anything, his bhakti is there. That's all I would see. And living in Pune year after year, I've been seeing these Palki people. They are so simple. All the Varkaris who come and stay in different schools and all, and how they do it, how they walk that distance and with such simplicity. One must actually watch that. Seeing them, we know that okay, Lord is there with them. Like that only we feel. Beautiful reading. We will continue tomorrow from 1186. And then we can take. Who wants to read tomorrow?
I will give
I can,
Okay.
Saji,
Okay.
or tomorrow, I'll do on Wednesday or next.
Okay. Fair enough. So Nikhila ji tomorrow, Wednesday, Sajeev ji. Thursday, Padma ji?
okay.
Okay. Fair enough. Over to you, Lata ji. You can unmute yourself.
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु Hari Om. Thank you.
Thank you, Lata ji.
Thank you.
Padma ji, Thursday, I'm not sure. If there are no rains, then I might travel a little far for the temple visits. But I will let you all know on Thursday. I'm not sure about, because that's the only one evening I would get, a Thursday and a Saturday evening. Let me see. I'll say about it. But the class would go on. I may not read the shloka, and I may be on the go. But I'll let you all know about it.
I'll try to read Varshaji.
Awesome. The shlokas. Okay, great. Yes, then done. Today also, after I lost in between, I made you and Sajeev ji co-host and kept so that the class would continue, and because it completely went, the Zoom only closed back and the internet collapsed. So it's still happening. Small rains are still there. That heaviness non-stop, all that is gone. But anyway, His grace. Okay. See ya then. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari
Thank you.
Varshaji.
Hari Om ji. Hari Om.